Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Your Turn to Die. And it's the main game, and I'm guessing I just have to start extracting from each character. Kana was dead weight the whole time. Oh no, man. Look at her face. What a hindrance. Is my controller not working? Oh, okay. I've been getting fed up with having her use helper too. I don't know, sometimes I feel like it's like, at least like maybe, I don't know if that's a normal PC thing, is like randomly the controller will like not like work for like a split second, and then like I fiddle stuff around and it works. I don't know. I've been getting fed up with having used helper too. Oh my god, I don't think he means this. Just now I felt like So's first statement caused someone's expression to change. While their expression changed, I should check on them. Oh, wait. Kana was dead weight the whole time with a hindrance. It wasn't frozen. They want you to do this. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. That's fine. I thought my controller was frozen for a second. Kana, are you too shocked to speak? But it seems like she's trying to say something. In that case, I'll just have to inspire Kana's heart. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, God. I was not prepared this time with the mouse. I should just always use mouse, but I'm just like so comfortable with the keyboard that like, yeah. I'm just so comfortable with the controller that like I just forget sometimes. But yeah, we got to it in time. We got to it in time. Come on, Kana, what should I say? Get mad? Could you not get in the way of this discussion, Miss Sarah? So we were trying to say get mad because like he's calling her a hindrance and Kana's just kind of like being a little bit timid here. No good, I couldn't find the words. Oh wait, so we have to do it again maybe? So I didn't do it fast enough. That makes sense. I did not get to it in time. Kana's too shocked to speak, but it seems like he's trying to say something. In that case, I'll just have to inspire Kana's heart. Yeah. That makes sense, because like, there was a whole part at the start of me not... Oh, no. This is a... Wait, I feel like I'm clicking it, but... Does it go in a row here? Did that work? Come on, Kana, what should you say? Get mad? Wait, is it not working? I couldn't find the words. Should we try it again? Do I have to click on it even more here? That's interesting. I'm actually like, maybe just not fast enough. Are you too shocked to speak? If it goes in order, maybe we could get it. But again, I'm not very good with a mouse. Come on, Kana, wait, did that not work? Wait, is this just not possible? Is this just not possible or something? Should I talk to Q-taro? At first, she just holed up in So's room. Though, later in the trading phase, it did seem like she was acting alone. Is that true? But well, through said latter half, I was knocked out, so I hardly got a clue. In that case, I can't rely on him. Am I just not doing it fast enough? Kana isn't a hindrance. Kana. Is it the... Oh, wait. Maybe Reiko? They've generally acted together, so should be the one who can prove her worth, damn it. And yet So's abandoned her, piece of shit. If I just had some material to counter with. Do you think it is a case that, like, I'm just not doing it fast enough? If that's the case, then, like, this is going to be a bit of trouble. So maybe we might have to turn on the auto-clicker a bit, because, like, I cannot do that as well as I thought I could. Just being completely real with you guys, I can definitely not do it as well as I thought I could. I don't know. I think I just have to beat the minigame, because I'm not obviously not good at it, but hopefully we can, like, I don't know. Like, we've already lost a lot of clout here. But let's try again. I might do the auto clicker. Like if I'm just being rude, like I know it sounds weird, but I might like if I fail this time, I might do the auto clicker because I'm just not good with the mouse stuff. I have no problem saying that. I have no pride in saying like, oh, I could do it if this game wasn't dumb. No, the game's not dumb. I'm just not very good with the clicker. But it seems like he's trying to say something. I said inspire Kana's heart. So it goes in a pattern, obviously. See, I definitely didn't get it this time either. Oh, we did it? Okay, that's fine. Connor, you fine when you were saying that? That is perfect. Okay, because I was actually like genuinely like worried that I won't be able to do it. It's fine. You can get mad. Let what's in your heart come right out. Yeah, it's important that we all say how we feel. 110%. Kana, she isn't a hindrance at all. Oh, Kana. So say mean things just because he can do hacking, but just because he can do hacking? Wasn't Kana the one who did the hacking first? Did you not want to say that? You can do hacking? Hold your horses. How'd you mean that? Kana did hacking? I did not know she was able to do some hacking. You never make yourself clear. Please tell us about this a little more detail. Okay, so Kana can hack. Okay. I did not realize that at all. Kana did some hacking way before so did any of his hacking. What kind of hacking was it? I figured out a password breaking into someone else's things. That's called hacking, right? Does that mean Kana is adept with computers too? You can't call something like that hacking. Just don't misuse words you only just learned. Alright, Sarah, let's advance the discussion like this. Yes. Extract statements to expand the discussion. Present items to use them as evidence, or have statements duke it out to find discrepancies. Very well. Okay, so let's go extracting evidence and see what our statements, see what everyone's saying. I figured out a password breaking into someone else's things is called hacking, right? I think like, isn't it called hacking? Like when you like hack into someone's computer, but like figuring out someone's password, I don't know if that's generally like hacking, but you guys, again, I'm not really knowledgeable about hacking. So like, I feel like, you know, my knowledge isn't superb in that stuff. So had been fretting about it since yesterday. He was going, I don't know the password, taking his beanie off and putting it on. So he's, so when he gets stressed, he takes off his beanie and puts it back on, maybe repositions it. Suddenly I looked at So's hands and was struck by how clean he kept them, even in these circumstances. Okay. And then I had an epiphany that there might be traces from the password being typed. Kana, that's genius. So I figured out the password from the fingerprints left on the keys. That is kind of genius, honestly. Extract a new statement. So fingerprints left on the keys. You can't call something like that hacking. Just don't misuse words you only just learned. It's really concerning. We don't have much time for discussion. And how about you explain everything yourself, so? I am explaining. Explain what a useless girl Kana is. Why I just don't think he believes this, right? It's just something about it that makes me feel like he doesn't believe this. Talk about people like tools, goddammit. Don't talk about people like tools, goddammit. Yeah, I just don't see him actually believe in this stuff. Does this mean Kana's adept at computers too? I heard they taught programming in middle school now, but do you think they even teach hacking? I'm pretty sure they don't. Yeah, they definitely don't. But what password could it have been? When I heard that, I could only think of the password to start up the laptop. Oh, you mean she found the password to the laptop? Should we do a versus on that to like, for what Now is saying? And what Kana's saying? So that we say she did learn a password from the keys? Yes, the laptop. Okay, so Kana, could it be that you didn't use the laptop to hack? But rather you solved the password for the laptop itself? Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yes. I see. Before the laptop was handed to So, I was the last one to enter the password. And my fingers left marks, little bits of dirt from when I pressed the keys, which is really interesting because was that pre-bath for everyone? Because if that's the case, like, let's just be honest here. Like, we're not trying to be rude about everything. Like, you know, your fingers pick up like all sort of residue throughout the day. It's not like it's a, you know, an uncommon thing. So it might be even more plausible than before. So when did you solve the password? It was before the trading phase began. Hold on a sec. Don't you think that sounds funny, Sarah? Does it? Like, what do you mean does it sound funny? Does it? I mean, So shared the laptop with us, so he could learn the password, didn't he? But according to you, you peeked inside before sharing the laptop with everybody? So Kana already knew the password. Yes, whoa. So that's why it's weird, because she already knew the password beforehand. She checked the laptop out and then gave it to So. Does So know this, or like... So then there was no reason to join forces? That's wrong. So wants an opportunity to reconcile with everyone. Oh, wow. So outwardly, So is saying that he wanted to reconcile with everybody. That's what he gave the reason to Kana for. Kana, sorry to say, but there was another reason. Eh? He awakened to goodness? He wanted to be friends. To view the Sarah folder? Do you think it's to view the Sarah folder? Because at that point, he wanted information on how we were. Because I think one of his biggest hangups was if we are good or bad, right? And that's consistently been like one of his biggest hangups is like, how is Sarah a good person or a bad person? So look at Sarah folder on the laptop. Yep, that's got to be it. Because again, as I said, like my whole thing is my interpretation of So as a character is someone who is being manipulative, who is lying a lot of times. But I think he genuinely believes that Sarah is, or believed at least, that Sarah was like not a good person, or that Sarah was like a bit suspicious. At first I thought he was just being, manipulative just for the sake of manipulation, because he enjoyed it somehow. But it's over time, it's very clear that he sees the world as, in some ways, through, like for Sarah, for example, he sees Sarah as someone who's trying to manipulate him, so he's manipulating back. It feels, while I'm not supporting the idea of him like manipulating or lying, I'm saying that I do feel like it is kind of like an emotional retaliation that you can make up in your mind, even though something hasn't happened yet. He believes that Sarah is trying to manipulate him as well. So I think that's my interpretation of what he's doing here, which makes sense that he would have tried to look at the Sarah folder as quick as possible, The Sarah folder had a separate password, which was the name of Sarah's mother. That makes sense. You gotta be kidding. You accepted my deal without saying nothing about this? Huh? What of it? Why, you... Hold on a second, what deal is this? Don't sweat it, it's just between us. It's just between us? I don't think so. I thought it was strange from the get-go. But it seems that there was a deal going on behind sharing with the laptop, so there's deeper stuff going on with the laptop as well. I'll have you tell us everything about the suspicious deal. Man, this game is so good at like drip feeding you information where it's always interesting. Like every second of this game is constantly just like, oh, what's gonna happen next? Like, and I get chills just thinking about the idea of like, yes, it's terrifying. It's a terrifying game, and it's one of those games that progressing forward is like amazing but also scary. But it's also one of those things where like I'm playing this and I'm like, this is just like absolutely freaking great. It's like there's this buzzing feeling of like, wait, there's another dealing happening? Wait, that's not exactly how we thought it was? Oh, this character thinks that way? It's like, it's so good how they drip feed it to us. I went to ask So to ask him to share the laptop. I was surprised Q-taro said he wouldn't give me his tokens in exchange. The two talked to each other, separated by So's bedroom. Kana heard it too. Oh, wow. This is an interesting trio, right? I was surprised Q-taro said he would give me his tokens in exchange. I didn't intend to hear him out, but Q-taro was so serious I couldn't turn him down. And it turned out to be a good trade. Don't give me that scary look. You'd be benefited from getting to see the laptop for free. Right, Miss Sarah? I mean, we did all benefit from seeing the laptop, and I think, actually, you know what's weird? I actually think that Kai benefited the most. I know it's like, well, he's gone. But I'm saying that in terms of, like, his memory. I think his memory was definitely, like, and Sarah too. No, So was right in saying Sarah benefited from seeing the laptop because it actually helped kind of in a lot of people's lower their doubts of Sarah. So I think that's like a good thing to say as well. So's not wrong when he says that. I think also Kai benefited like in terms of his memory, which is a good thing because again, whilst as we said, like Kai being this spy or whatever and infiltrating a family is invasive and horrible, but we also said he was like brought up to do that. And as soon as he felt love, he changed his ways. So to me, that's like nothing but a good thing, right? In my view. And I think that's, but I'm saying is like in terms of his memory, because at first we just thought he was just like this smelly stalker. You know what I mean? That's what we thought he was for a while. That's what the game wants you to think. And then over time, his memory has kind of been, you know, relieved of that weight by percentage over and over again. The laptop definitely helped with that stuff as well, 110%. And it also helped Sarah's suspicions, or people's suspicions of Sarah too. I went out so and asked him to share the laptop. I mean, I had a responsibility, you know. When the token gathering subgame started, I gathered more tokens than anyone to survive. So that's why he was desperately asking us for tokens. Remember, he like came to us and he was like so, like he was sweating, right? Even the laptop I managed to get my hands on, I handed it over in exchange for So's tokens. Whoa. So that's why, okay, I was possessed by the need for tokens back then, you hear? Interesting. So this need to survive made him trade the laptop for the tokens. Is that what we're hearing with this? Because he was the one who was mining the laptop for us, right? Am I remembering that wrong? Because again, as I always say, like, I play this game like 3 times a week in between each days. So if I'm getting that wrong, please let me know. But I think he was like one of the people who's helping us with the laptop, or mined the laptop along with Keiji as well, right? And then he gave the laptop to So for tokens. And here's the thing, again, like, I can sit here and be like, oh, Q-taro, what the hell? But like, I can put yourself in these people's shoes. I would also probably be like obsessively like, what do I do? What do I do? I have to get tokens. I have to get something. I have to do something. You know what I mean? Like, you'd be terrified. It's everyone's going to react differently in those situations. So him like obsessively trying to get tokens and even betraying our trust to get these tokens, while it's a bummer, like, again, understanding how humans work, we are flawed. We are flawed people. You know, we're not perfect. We're just not. And obviously that doesn't apply to, like, say, like, Q-taro, you know what I mean? Like, you guys understand what I'm saying. We call people out, but also understand where they might be coming from and, like, all this stuff, too. Is that really the only reason? Obviously. You think So blackmail me some? There ain't none. There is also this, too. There is that 110%. There is this 100%. So it actually might, like, so not disregard what I said, because I still think that there was an element where he was trying to get tokens for sure. But there's another reason to this, too. I think it's the stuff with the video footage we had. So I think maybe we can present the video footage on this. Is there really nothing? So do we have to present the video footage on this? First floor security footage? If I present it to him like this? Right? You know what I'm saying? I think it is like, there is an element where he definitely wanted to get tokens, and I think it's totally understandable. And then there's also an element where he definitely was blackmailed 100%. So yeah, 100%. Yeah, we know that you got up to something, and we thought this was already the case that you might have been blackmailed. Was there really no opportunity for blackmail? What you saying? We acquired a certain video. Footage from the first floor security cameras. I didn't know there was such a thing. It was all clearly pictured. Q-taro placing the roll cards. Yep. And it's interesting because, like, this type of stuff would, you know, it's very hard for me. This type of stuff would be very hard to reveal, just because, you know, you don't upset people in real life sometimes, and you keep things close to your chest sometimes. But in this case with Q-taro, it's one of those things where, like, this is life or death, and, like, we have to kind of, like, open up every avenue and explore everything to understand, like, where everyone's minds were in certain situations. And this also doesn't just, like, call out Q-taro and, like, hey, you were placing cards everywhere. It's also like, well, So knew you knew you were placing cards there too. If this isn't blackmail material, what is? No, wait, Q-taro was the one who placed the cards? Masagorilla was a traitor. Meow. A traitor? Is that really the case? I don't think so. In the same way that we were handed the sheet of papers by Miley, right? In the same way they put the Mishima machine in the room with now, I think everyone has different elements that they're being communicated with by the people in this game. That's what I'm thinking. I think everyone has their own thing, and I think someone probably communicated to Q-taro that you have to do this or else this will happen or something like that. Or was it some other circumstance? I think, yeah, ironically, it's because my improved intuition that I don't understand. How could someone like Q-taro be a traitor? Why'd you do a thing like that? Where'd you get the cards, Q-taro? Please say something, Q-taro. Security cameras, what do you mean? Wait, what? Huh? We should have searched every inch of the first floor. Did anyone find any security cameras? Wait, what? I mean, the footage is proof. Whether we discovered any cameras isn't what's important here. You were caught on camera, that's the only proof. Oh, wait, are they going to argue that there's AI versions of them? And it's not a bad argument. It's not a bad argument to be made, is it? The idea that there could be an AI version of Q-taro walking around the place, because there was an AI version of Reiko that we didn't realize was Reiko. That wasn't Reiko until a little bit into it. Must have been a puppet show. Eh? If you think about it, we've been getting tricked left and right. The thing is, this isn't a terrible argument. It's not. It's an argument that goes against us 100%, but it's not a terrible argument. A fake Reiko, a fake Mishmei, yeah? The kidnappers can move around fakes of us whenever and however they like. You mean, looks like you got tricked, Sarah. But, well, So would be able to say if he saw this as well, because So clearly saw this, right? That's like the most important part of this. Right? But would So reveal that? Scripted by the kidnappers, actors are fakes. You fell for a fake movie put on by dolls. He's very, like, confident in this. I don't know what you guys saw. It was all a trap, I tell you. Learn your lesson. But, talk about disadvantage. Preparing fakes to trick us with a stellar move by our enemies? Huh? And can't take Q-taro lightly either. Looks like you've been talked down for once, Miss Sarah. Anyway, I told you about the deal between me and So. And I mean, after we all looked at the laptop, I was passed out the whole time. There's gotta be somebody more suspicious than me. Double down or give up. There's gotta be something more, it's gotta be someone more suspicious than him. Can we double down and try to present something? But then again, I don't know what. But this is like, I know like you guys might say like, hey, don't do that. No one has said don't do this, but like I always think of Ace Attorney brain, and I'm always like, hey, like why not? Sometimes. Holding on, why did you pass out in the room of rubble in the first place, Q-taro? Well, I don't remember. But there was a stun gun by him, right? No way. It's true. I got no memory from the moment I entered that room. When I woke up, it was the main game. That's a rude awakening. So surely someone else knocked him out? Then we should find who did it. They've got to be a villain. Woof. The last time I saw Q-taro healthy wasn't when we were looking at the laptop, then after the sacrifice was passed to me. I started to panic and ran off to get tokens. I didn't see Q-taro after that. If I can determine everyone's actions at the time... Alright, we gotta talk about it then. What each of us were doing then. This is such an interesting... Again, more interesting stuff. Such interesting stuff. When we shared the laptop, there were 6 of us in the lobby. Me, So, Kana, Sarah, Keiji, and Reiko. After Sarah suddenly took off running, we stayed and looked at the laptop, but there wasn't much else. After we were done looking at it, Kana went to deliver the laptop to So. Your friendly policeman stayed in the lobby for a little while, okay. I wasn't feeling well, so I ran to the bathroom. I talked with Miss Now on the way back. Right, and I talked with So about planning to attack the fake Professor Bishiba. I was searching the pitch black first floor, meow. He was indeed. Oh my god, there's a lot to extract here as well, isn't there? There's a lot. Let's just start, as always, like from So left. We're reading a manga. I wasn't feeling well and ran to the bathroom. I talked to Miss Now on the way back. Specifically, we talked about a hacking plan. Kana came to deliver the laptop during our chat. I thought about having Kana join the plan, but she promptly went off somewhere. That's my alibi, pretty much. Okay, so his alibi isn't, like, totally strong? Right? Pretty amazing that he could knock out Q-taro. Stun guns are dangerous and stuff. That statement just now. Wait, hold on a second. Sorry, wrong button. Hold on. Stun guns are dangerous and stuff. Can we get the full statement again? So why do you know? The stun gun. Do we present the stun gun and say, how do you know this? Okay, that was grand. Pretty amazing it could knock out Q-taro. Stun guns are dangerous and stuff. Yeah. How do you know about this? How do you know about this? You know the weapon used well, So. Huh? I quietly took the stun gun from the scene. So only Gin and I knew that Q-taro was attacked with a stun gun. Huh? Whoa, so if So knew about the stun gun, right, he saw it there, he probably assumed that everyone else might see it too? The only person that could have known, who could know, is the culprit. So that sells it. It was you who used the stun gun to knock out Q-taro, damn it, So. Now, we don't know that for sure. It could be a situation where he did find Q-taro and, like, maybe said, okay, I'm gonna leave here or whatever. I give. You found me out so easily. Whoa, wait, really? We're really going with that? So you actually knocked out Q-taro? You're admitting this? I didn't want anyone getting in the way of the hacking plan we were preparing. What? When they suddenly entered the room, I went in and used it without even thinking. But you, Q-taro, and Kana had an alliance, though, right? Where'd you find a dangerous thing like that, meow? Can't seem to recall. Oh, come on. So if I found a freaking stun gun in my kidnapper's facility, I'd remember the exact spot. Meow? Something feels off. You really have to be at your wit's end to use a single-use stun gun. Was there something going on between Q-taro and So? That's enough. Wait, do we think that there was maybe a situation where, like, if they're saying wit's end, do you think it was a situation where Q-taro was maybe fighting back a little bit? Maybe? We'll see. Just knowing who the culprit was is enough. That can't... Might be pointless to push any further. So's got no intention of explaining himself. For now, we should spare time for someone else. He's not wrong there either. Because again, So's like mentality in these games has been keep his information close to chest until it's the right moment, right? And if So wants us to know something, he'll let us know something. And I think that's been So's personality throughout this entire game. And again, I hope it never sounds... I don't think it does. I think you guys understand where I'm coming from. We always keep So at arm's length. But we understand. But we also try to understand his character. And as I said, like, yes, he's keeping things close to his chest. He's not explaining stuff. He wants to keep that way. While at the same time, with So, I think it's very clear that I think he's not adapted to the game very well, because I don't want to just be here like he's really good at like a death game. But I mean, in terms of like, he sees, as I said, sees the world in my view as other people are capable of doing this stuff. Sarah's capable of manipulating me. So I have to keep this stuff close to my chest. And if I don't, then I'm going to be at a disadvantage. I think he's trying to gain an advantage because he believes that everyone else is trying to gain an advantage. Does that make sense? Again, it's not me sitting here going like, oh, like, you know, he's allowed to manipulate people. I'm saying that that's an explanation as to why I think he could be doing that, you know? If we're going to suspect each other, we have to do it now. Well, we have time, huh? Even if it's hard to say, we have to say it. You mean doubting so we can trust? That's a great way to put it again. Really, really smart. That's right. Be brave and talk, everybody. I love the expression doubt so we can trust. Right? Remove all possible doubt by doubting. I believe that I doubt your intentions, Johnny. And Johnny goes, well, here's why you shouldn't doubt my intentions. Okay, now we have trust. Now that you explained it. Let's discuss if there's anyone besides So who acted suspicious. Come to think of it, I was wondering about how Now spent most of the first half in the Room of Lies. There's this video I've been curious about. So there's someone I suspect a little. A video you're curious about? Actually, while I was searching in the dark first floor, I saw a weird video. Oh, you did? Pretty curious about Gin's actions myself. Why do you know how to get to the first floor? How about never ever question Gin again? So, wait, so... Well, okay, so, Reiko... What did Reiko say again? Couldn't think of it. It was wondering about how Now spent over most of the first half in the Room of Lies. Though actually maybe it was just tough for her to stay in her room because of the fake Mishima. See, no point in suspecting her if we know the reason. Isn't that right, Sarah? If there's no other reason, then sure. Okay, so Reiko's kind of defending Now in a way. There's a video I've been curious about, so there's a certain someone I suspected a little. Oh, Wait. Actually, this video, when I first watched it, I was too scared to look. It is, yes. She's talking about Keiji. She's talking about Keiji in the freaking video. It's the same thing that we had as well, the same suspicions we had. Very, 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 very interesting. Okay. So are we going to start putting a bit of suspicion on Keiji? So I used the fake Professor Mishima to monitor to play it again. Oh, wow. What sort of video was it? It was the video we saw, right? Well, it's possible it was just faked, right? So I don't want to say anything irresponsible. I won't know unless you tell me. And isn't that so scary as well that that's brought into the element of this too, where it's like, oh, it could be a fake now. Now, already have to deal with like all the horrors that were in here, all the terrifying things that were happening here. But now we also have to deal with the idea that like there's a possibility that they could be lying to us this whole time. They could be faking stuff this whole time. It's actually like, you know, in terms of paranoia and things like this, it's actually done really, really well. Because now it's not just we don't trust each other sometimes, or we have to be wary of each other, but like everything about one of our actions that it's caught on camera that we weren't there to witness could be legitimately be a fake. And that's because the Reiko was so legitimate last time in the sub game. Well, look, it's that video I watched with you before. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it is. A video I saw with her. Yeah, so should we do a versus? Pretty curious about Gin's actions myself, why he know how to get to the first floor. Him noticing a secret door just by searching the room rubble has me tilting my head a bit. Well, it's okay, you don't have to question him. You need a better nose than police dogs do that. If Gin has a sense of smell of both a dog and a cat, then this is a reminder, Gin's a human. Okay, I don't think this is going to be that necessary. I don't see this being the point at all. Actually, when I was searching the dark first floor, I saw a weird video. There was a guy with glasses and something like an axe swung at his head. Oh, no. Then he said, Big Sister, oh, so another person saw. Is it the same video we saw? Yeah, it's the same video we saw. Man, like, nobody, I want to make it clear, like, as we said, like, what? Sarah's 17. Kana is 14. Gin is 12, right? Isn't Kana 14, 13, 14? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm just saying, like, those kids should not be seeing these videos, right? End of story. No word about it. Like, it's horrible. No kid should ever see that. But it's also strange. When we say, like, kids shouldn't have to see it, of course we have to say that right away. Nobody should be seeing that stuff. It's so horrible. It's so horrible. Of course, I don't suspect you or anything. Yeah, of course, Gin. I know you don't. Don't worry about it, buddy. I got scanned out the room right away, but I'm sure that was a victim video. Meow. Poor Gin. So what can we do here then? Now statement is the one that I think is the one that's important because it's about Keiji, right? The video I'm talking about is that video that I watched before here. A woman tied up in chains while the man is in front. Oh, maybe I can show it. Okay, that's fine. So we can maybe use the items. So yeah, I want to say before we go on there and show the item here, perfect characterizations for this game, by the way, right? And like, I think that the writing of this game is so perfect. Not only in just the characters, because we have like, Keiji, who is, naturally suspicious of like, and not naturally suspicious, but he's suspicious of like, a sleuthing job done by Gin, how he's capable of doing that because he comes from like a police background. Gin, who like is this little kid who saw this video and like his character's reaction in a way that's like would be normal. He's scared, he's terrified. Now is bringing up her suspicions again of Keiji about the video, while Reiko is trying to like just get rid of the suspicions a little bit on now in a way. And I feel like, as you see here, just perfect like character writing. They understand the characters in this game so well, and that's why the writing is done so well. And that's why every piece of information that we get is so personalized and characterized in such a great way by each individual character that it never feels like out of place or like wrong that one of the characters would express this. Does that make sense? When I say does that make sense, I mean it for myself as well. But I think sometimes I doubt my own words, but maybe I'm not just yapping. I think that the characters are so well done that every time they bring up a piece of information, it's so personalized to them and the way they say it and the way it's brought up. So do we have the victim video? We do. And give it to you? Yes. So this is the victim video we're talking about. Perfect. Now you were talking about this victim video, aren't you? The one I dropped. Yes, that's exactly right. There was a woman tied up by chains, and this terrifying device started up. And just like that, the woman died. It's actually so horrible, isn't it? It's so horrible even thinking about it. There was a man in front laughing from behind. He looked like the policeman. It's so horrible. Because again, it's horrible in multiple ways. Let's say like it is a doll, then it's like the amount of suspicion on Keiji. If it isn't a doll, like, then we have to figure out like what the frick happened in that moment there for you to be so gleefully okay with this, right? That's another thing as well we have to like definitely like talk about. But then also we have to like just know the context in general, To me it looked like you left a woman to die. That's the thing. Yeah, 100%. Shocking story. It was a shocking moment. That's the thing. It was a shocking moment. And like it's a horrific moment, right? It really is. Like, I don't think we're ever going to become desensitized to what's happening here. That's the thing. I don't think we're ever going to get to a point in this game where like those moments. So, because I even think about that video now, it's blood curdling, right? It makes your body feel like shaky and kind of like icky, right? So it's not changed. Nothing's changed. It could always be forgery. So why don't we ask? That's the thing, the forgery aspect too. As we said, is this video real or do you deny it? I'm doubting you so we can believe you. Soul's using the Gin's words, I guess, but all the words everyone's kind of, or not the words, the meaning everyone's brought to this table here, which is doubting you so we can believe in you. No. Okay. Here's the thing. We're talking about Keiji said himself, people have to speak up, right? They have to. I know this is horrible. Clearly, it's something that's emotionally probably going to be very hard to talk about. But the thing is, if he did leave this girl to die, we need to hear about it. If he didn't, and it's AI, then we need to hear about it. We need to hear about it. I want to know the truth of the video too. Of course, like, I think it's totally fair to be like, all he has to do is just say, yes, it wasn't me, so at least we have that. You know what I mean? I know, like, that's a lot to ask when, like, you're being accused of stuff, but... Miss Sarah, it's looking like it'll be faster if you press the issue. I'm sure even Keiji will open his mouth for his dear Miss Sarah. Expose the true colors he's hidden so long. I'm counting on you. And so is loving this too, because I think as well, like, you know, he does, I don't know if it's enjoyment, but he is very good at dropping, like, as I said, gasoline onto the embers of a fire. He's very good at doing it. And again, I'm starting to think that all of it is his idea of his way of, like, getting to a natural conclusion here of everyone being, of being saved or being alive, right? Where he's trying to get to the bottom of, like, all the stuff of who's most suspicious. I genuinely think that he does come from a place of, like, it's weird to say. I think, as I said, he is manipulative. He is a liar. He lies all the time. But I think that it's, like, the most, like genuine manipulation, if that makes sense, where it's like, I genuinely think that he thinks this is a necessity. And again, that's not me excusing it. It's still, like, something that, like, we have a right to be upset whenever he lies to us. We have a right to be upset whenever he, like, does a little bit of manipulation. We have a right to be. But I get the feeling all the time now when it came from him, like, you know, backing up Gin twice. When I got when this stuff of him, like, trying to find the exit and clearly being distraught and upset by this, I get the feeling that he genuinely feels like this type of, like, dropping the gasoline on the fire is 100% necessary in his eyes. That's my view anyway. Expose Keiji by my own hand. Whoa! Oh, great artwork as always. Great artwork as always. I didn't want to fight you, Sarah, but I can't let them mislead me. I'll choose the words I can refute and talk back. Because that's the thing, yes, we have a great trust for Keiji at times. That doesn't change the fact that this is a serious issue. Great music as always. Let's discuss the victim video now saw. How about? So, the sacrifice video shows the first trial isn't that. Was there no time? Okay, that's fine. The sacrifice video showed the first trials, isn't that right? Mr. Policeman's first trial, well, everybody knows that. Hard to believe I'd show up in some woman's video. The sacrifice videos show the first trials, isn't that right? Mr. Policeman's first trial, well, everybody knows that. No. Yeah, I don't remember you ever mentioning like that. I don't think many people mentioned their first trial. Nobody's ever heard about it. What's your first what your first trial was yet, Keiji? Please don't sound like So. That's an interesting way to phrase it again, because again, So is the one who would kind of, like, work around stuff like that. And now, as we said before, there are other people that are going to try and lie and maneuver around their phrasing and stuff like that too. Boy, that's a shocking comparison to hear. Sorry, I'll reflect on it. Was our scaredy cat now able to look right at the video? Maybe she averted her eyes in fear. It happens. If she saw it alone, I'm sure she could make a mistake. She didn't see it alone. We watched it together. I saw it too. He's being very shaky here. But again, I said this was going to happen. Like, as I called out So for lying and for being cagey and for being, like, very, like, manipulative, I do think that we're going to get characters that we even, like, you know, that have been on our side the whole time, who are going to tell, like, either little fibs or try to, like, get around things. We've seen it happen already. Like, our own best friend, even though he did it for, like, our sake, was lying too. And I'm not saying that's a bad lie, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to ever say, like, Joe was bad for lying, but I'm saying, like, it is a factual statement to say that, like, in these type of situations about how horrible everything is, people are going to lie. People are going to tell fibs. Unfortunately, I also watched it with her once in the monitor room. There's no mistake, Keiji. So I see. Did you see your friendly policeman nice and clear? We did not. Can't really make a great call from the backside view. It's no good to suspect people over dubious information. Okay. here's the thing. Did you see your friendly policeman nice and clearly? No, we saw the back of your head. Karen, you make a great call from the backside view. He's correct in this. It's no good to suspect people over dubious information. These two are true. Right away. These are true. We did not see him clearly. We saw him from behind. This one, it was the backside view. He is 100% correct in saying these two things. This one here, we are playing a game of suspicion right now. Like, even So said it. So said it, Gin said it. I think you said it too. We're trying to, like, suspect people even over the smallest things so we can gain trust in them. There it is. It's used to suspect each other so we could trust each other. If we only use concrete information, that wouldn't be suspecting. It would just be facts. That's so true. There's one more? Like what Q-taro said. I don't know how much there usually are in these. Like what Q-taro said, couldn't it be some sort of fake movie? Strange to suspect it and turn around and believe this one. Should be no difference between the two after all. Like what Q-taro said, couldn't it be some sort of fake movie? Strange to suspect it and turn around and believe this one. Should be no difference between the two after all. Like what Q-taro said, couldn't it be some sort of fake movie? That's what I was thinking it could be, though. Strange to suspect it, then turn around. So, wait. So he's saying it's strange to suspect Q-taro's video with... He's like, why are you leaving the suspicion of Q-taro's video? And I wonder why are you suspecting that video could be AI, but not my video? So the way I look at it is, this is a strong argument. Again, we're doing process of elimination here. This is a strong argument. This is also a strong argument to say, like, hey, if you didn't suspect that one, or you suspected that could be AI, why isn't mine AI? Right? Should be no difference between the two after all. Was there a difference between the two? Like, if you think about the difference, one was a murder video, right? The other one was a incriminating video, but it also had, the other video we saw was also a video surveillance camera of everything. And the victim videos are different from the surveillance videos. A victim video is and I wonder if it's going to be something to do with the fact that the characters can't lie. Remember or maybe, I don't know if that is the same with the victim videos. I know the dolls can't directly lie to us, but I was thinking maybe it's something to do with that. So could we say that it's like one of them was like a victim video and the other one was like surveillance footage from the actual, like, building? I don't know. I still think that it could be AI. We could try this out. There isn't zero difference between them. The security... the sound. That is true. We had no audio on the security camera footage. I mean, it's weak evidence, but you can't talk about them like they're identical. Makes some sense. Okie dokie, I'll admit that. Oh, there's even another one. Okay, there's a lot of them here. There's no relation between that woman and me, is there? Seems there is one whenever you do the first trial as a pair. Friend, sister, student, teacher, any sort of connection. Is it not this one because she was a police officer? Right? Yeah, and she used to be a police officer. He's an ex-police officer. The woman in the video was wearing a police uniform. You're a policeman too, Keiji. Is that just a coincidence? I give. That was really fun, but it went longer than I thought it would. Is it the same amount as last time, or is it just I wasn't timed that it felt like it went on longer because I was given time to, like, do it? Possibly? I give up. I can't beat you, Sarah. It's just one of those things, Keiji, like, where, like, when you have, like, a lot of facts and, like, analytical information, you're very good at, like, deciphering things. But I think, you know, it's a great character writing to have, like, the character who is usually good with analytical information kind of be stumped when it comes to, like, him having no analytical facts to back up what he's saying, you know? He's usually really good at these, like, investigation things and, like, informational stuff and all that stuff. But when he's backed into a corner, he's not very good with, like, countering it, which I think is actually, like, a really good, again, good character writing. It's like the, you know, the classic thing. The dude who's like a therapist for marriage can't fix his own marriage, right? The dude who's like really good at all this like investigation stuff and like maybe even interrogation stuff and getting information out of other people and coming up with ideas when he's backed against the corner himself isn't always the best at it. It's just, again, good character writing. It makes him very interesting in my view, honestly. Please tell us everything, Keiji. The video is real. Oh, there we are. The victim video that now saw. It was also my first trial, so that was his first trial. The woman's name is Megumi Sasahara. She was my boss ever since I joined the force, but you were gleefully okay with her dying, so we know it was him. Oh, Keiji, who's this? I'm Keiji Shinogi. I've been assigned here, starting this week. It's good to meet you. Beautiful hair. Good to meet you too. I'm Megumi Sazahara. I suppose this makes you me your trainer. The character designs are always great in this game. Well, pretty impressive for your age, Shinogi. Yes, ma'am. But you might be a bit too serious. Even if you have stamina, you have to think about how to spend it, or it won't last. I love that they came up with like different sprites as well for like the younger versions of characters sometimes. Like this, like I think even in this Keiji, you can see like there's a lot of like not just youthfulness, but a lot of hopefulness in his eyes. Does that make sense? Where like he looks a bit less frazzled almost. But then again, you could say, well, Calvin, in a death game. You're correct. You are correct if you said that. I heard you were rather elite, Miss Megumi? Would you serve as a trainer for the likes of me? I wonder indeed. I have high hopes for you. Okay. Yes, ma'am. But then they can't... Oh, no. The day of my nightmares? What? I shot... Oh, this is when he shot someone. The criminal in a certain case. Miss Megumi. What? Why am I not being punished? I've killed a person. In self-defense, yes. The criminal wasn't even Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. F the law. He wasn't holding a weapon? Keiji. I don't want to make this clear. He's well aware that he did something wrong. Like, this is tortured him his whole freaking life, right? 100%. It's not me lecturing a character being like, you know, he did something wrong here. He wasn't holding a weapon. Well, he wasn't he wasn't a physical threat. This to me would be considered murder. To me personally, that's murder. And again, like I said, I'm not lecturing Keiji. This has literally tormented him his whole life to the point that, like, I think, remember before he didn't even want to give us any information about his past or his victim video. He was, it's clearly tortured him. So, like, me sitting here going, like, Keiji, you did bad. It's like, he clearly knows. He clearly knows what he did was bad. Ms. Megumi, I heard you made a backroom deal. What? So what? So what? What are you talking about? Get back on your duty. You're police. She was the benefactor to protect me, so she literally swept it under the rug for you. Make no mistake about it, my stance on this is very clear. If he was not holding a weapon, if he wasn't lunging towards you with a weapon, didn't have the capabilities to kill you or even like hurt or maim you, this to me is murder. I'll never forget it. I owed her the worst kind of debt. Is that how she saw it? Left her to die? Oh, look at his face as well. First of all, you didn't owe her a debt. She was sweeping under the rug for her division as well. The amount of rightful lawsuits that would come out of that. No, but I killed her. Wait, why did you do that then? Why? Mr. Policeman, get a hold of yourself. Meow. What the hell happened here? So because you felt like you were in debt to her, you killed her? Or you let her die? Sorry for keeping quiet, everyone. Truth is, your friendly policeman's not a policeman anymore. Yeah, we saw that ex-detective, right? Like, here's the thing. I want to make I say this by everyone, so like I have to say the same thing about Keiji, even if like as I said, like I'm 100% condemning his actions here. He didn't kill this girl. He left her to die, and that's the phrasing we have to use here, right? That's the phrase we have to use there because the thing is, he didn't. This game, whoever dies in this game, unless you physically kill them. The people are like for no reason. The game is responsible for the death of everybody. Keiji. I'm surprised what a dangerous individual you've been lurking in our midst. If you vote for me, I won't complain. No. Everyone. Speaking of voting, I think it's about time. Oh, we're voting now? Who you vote for which already? Meow? No, wait, that was too... I agree again. That's went by so quickly. Guys, can I say this with 100% certainty here? This is such a difficult vote because I think the first time around, like in Danganronpa, when I vote for someone who I don't want to vote for, and this happens so many times where someone's been a murderer and I've been like, oh no, not this character, and you have to vote for them. There's the consolation that they did kill someone. And it's not, I'm gonna make it clear, the game is always going to be responsible for the death of everyone in Danganronpa as well, just like it is in this game, right? But there's the thing where it's like you have to choose the murderer in that game or else everybody's going to die, right? 110%. There's also the element to me as well where in this game as well, the reason why I feel like it's different, and it's intentionally different, they're both going for different things. In this game, it's like we're not choosing like who killed, you know, one of our members. We're choosing people that are going to be up for the chopping block. You know? And that's what's so, like, different about it. And again, it's not like I'm saying Danganronpa is worse or better. I'm saying that they give you different feelings. The whole thing of Danganronpa is, like, someone's killed someone, you have to find him. And this is just, like, you have to choose some people to go to the chopping block. They haven't killed anybody. But I always have to say, again, reiterating, even the people in Danganronpa, I feel with them a lot, too, sometimes because they were forced into that position as well. And the same way, no, Ace Attorney is a good example, too, of the other visual novels I play. It's a different way of putting someone away, right? When we put someone in prison in Ace Attorney, sometimes it legitimately is like a character who like, oh, it's like, oh, they've been through so much. This is horrible. I cannot believe they clearly were either bullied or something like that, like in different stories or whatever. But it's one of those things where, again, it's hard to press the button to accuse the person that you don't want to accuse in games like Ace Attorney. It's happened to me before. But there's always a thing where it's like, well, you have to do it for your job and for the game and for the story as well. I know this is the same with this game too, but in this game, it's like, we aren't condemning someone to go to prison. We aren't taking someone who killed somebody and we have to choose them because we know they killed somebody for a fact. We're not deciding that. We're deciding who is a candidate to be killed based on a game of luck and cards and what they say and how trusted they can be. It's like each game is going for something different. But I still think it weighs on my mind heavily each time, but in different ways. Does that make sense? So to put a pin in that, it's like Danganronpa. Oh, not you, anyone but you. That's the feeling I get whenever I have to put someone away that I really like and I had to vote for someone. Ace Attorney, it's like, oh my god, they've been through so much, but they did do this and we have to tell the truth because we have to save somebody else as well from going to prison. And then with this game, it's like, just all around, I don't feel like there's one person who like you would, because there's no murderer, there's no, villain, there's no like, deed that's been sold. There's no deeper mystery here about like, oh, he sold the deed to our house and he stole my favorite food cart. There's no clear like, oh, this guy did it. We're choosing just 4 people out of people who I don't want to choose to like, I don't know, man. It's weighing on my mind. Maybe I'm just stalling a little bit. But I know, I do think that's so interesting with the comparisons to the 3 visual novels that I played on the channel. I've played more visual novels, but like those are like the main ones. And I think Your Turn to Die is like just as incredible as those ones as well.
Precisely. Choosing a victim without a satisfying discussion is not an outcome we desire either.
What do we do? I don't want to suspect, but Q-taro's so Keiji. You 3 are pretty sketchy. It's so interesting because even like it's like they're sketchy, but it's like it still doesn't feel good to be like, it's like, oh, they're sketchy, that's why we're voting for them, Hold up, don't we need one more person, though?
Troubling, huh? If it's down to 3 options, it'll make our choice that much narrower. We gotta pick someone again? Woof.
Then maybe it's better to think who to leave out from the final vote. Yep, I think it's honestly like, but then again, it's like still difficult for me. Because besides all our problems, I don't want So to die. I don't want Q-taro, even though he's been suspicious, to die. I need to know more about what happened with Keiji. Because right now, it's just him leaving someone to die who is clearly a horrible person, like a corrupt police officer. Jesus Christ, horrible as F, right? But I need to know more information as well, 110%. Like, that police officer, if they've covered up that murder, what else are they covering up, you know what I mean? Like, definitely a horrific, horrible person as well. But I still want to know more information about all this too. Like why in his mind he felt like he needed to do that. Maybe it's just something, in terms of mental health and Still they get 2. Who to leave out? Let's suspect some more? A good idea? Do we actually get a choice here? Because sometimes they get us to do stuff, but then like it's actually not like an actual choice. I think, because yeah, I don't know if these are actually, but let's say I think yeah, we'll do a good idea. That's a good idea again.
Really? Woof.
If you aren't chosen the preliminary vote and are dropped out because you can no longer be chosen, there's no need to lie anymore. That might be one of our greatest. Wait, what? Of course, if you're the sacrifice, it works against you. Oh, so what they're saying is like, if you're already out of the votes and have no chance of dying, there's no point in lying. So are they saying to get someone who we think is suspicious and take them out of? I don't know, man. Like,
got it. Wolf, let's talk about who we want to leave out. Meow. I think Big Sarah should be left out because she's super dependable for reasoning. Thank you so much, kid. I think you should be left out too.
We should leave out someone with lots of tokens like Q-taro.
How about we leave out Gin since he doesn't have any tokens?
We shouldn't be selecting Gin or Kana. Sacrifice the kid's no good at all. Well, yes, 100%, but Sarah is also a kid. We're not pretending 17 is not a kid. All right, she's a kid. So I would agree the 3 kids should be safe, in my view. So it should be left out. I mean, didn't he say he was a sacrifice to start? That is true.
I have to say, I'd be glad if Sarah was left out. Right, if we're leaving someone out, I think I'd say Miss Sarah too.
Whoa. So we just have to like. I think Mrs. Sarah. I think Mrs. Sarah should be left out. Meow, because she's super dependable for reasoning.
And also, I swore to protect Big Sis Sarah. Oh, Gin, I know you did. You're such a precious boy, Gin. I believe in you, meow.
He's such a precious boy.
How about we leave out Gin, since he doesn't have any tokens? Just listen, the best person to leave out is someone who's very likely to have the sacrifice. If the sacrifice comes around to you, you can trade it away if you have tokens, right? But Gin has 0 tokens.
So he's not the sacrifice. He didn't take the sacrifice. If Gin had the sacrifice even once, he wouldn't be able to trade it. That's so correct now. She is very correct. So there's a high chance, wait, what? The high chance wait, no, sorry, I got confused here. So, because he couldn't trade it away from him? Is that what she's saying? Oh, so it's possible he could have the sacrifice? I thought you were saying there's no possible he could have had the sacrifice. So it should be left out. I mean, okay, yeah. It's because so is the sacrifice that he's saying such rotten shit. If he spouts suspicious stuff and loses our trust, he can get us to vote for him. Leave him out, and his heart should calm down. I wonder if just leaving him out will make him say what he's really thinking. For an ally, he's a real pain, huh? We'll go with so here. If we're leaving someone out, I think I'd say Mrs. Sarah too. Because you're so darn cute. Oh my god, so...
What do you think I was gonna say?
Playful so.
When our escape failed, I looked at you and had a thought. She's acting kind of strange. You had this desperate look as if you had the sacrifice. And on top of that, a last-minute traitor after our escape failed? Just a tad suspicious, isn't it?
Wait.
I want to know the truth about you, Miss Sarah.
Wait. A last-minute traitor after escape failed? Just a tad bit suspicious, isn't it? Oh, wait, no, I thought you were saying that we had Okay, I thought he was saying that we had, that he knew we were the one traded. But he's saying there was a last-minute trade right afterwards. And he was suspecting us of that. Q-taro's face changed. Does that mean we have to do a heart thing again? Okay, let me get the mouse. Me trading off the mouse. Okay, let's get the mouse out. Okay. There it is, yep. His face changed. Q-taro, is something the matter? There being a trade just before the main game, is that true? It's true. Yes, it's true. Why? Which means, yeah, just maybe. I figured out who's got the sacrifice?
Meow? How could you possibly know that from? We just...
Wait, does Q-taro have the sacrifice? I know, everybody just listen up. Disclosure? I'm the key. No. No, he's not. No, he might be. Because we were the Keymaster, now we're Commoner. We're Commoner now. I'm daring to say before voting. What's this all of a sudden? I can't tell where you're going with this. You would say that, huh, Sarah? Huh? I'm sorry for taking the... Wait, so he was the sacrifice and he traded us for the Keymaster? But now we're Commoner. So someone else traded then our... Then so we know for sure that he doesn't have the sacrifice. And we don't have the sacrifice then, if this is the case. Right? Does he mean the sacrifice card got sent was mine? Sarah, so he traded us. It's Q-taro who sent me the sacrifice. Oh my god. And again, we know with Q-taro, when he gets into these situations, he gets scared. He goes into survival mode. And he still got the sacrifice now, ain't that right? No. What's he talking about? I have a Commoner card now. Q-taro's making a false accusation here. Stay calm, what do I do? Make use of this? Make use of this? Make use of this? You really think I'm the sacrifice? Yeah. Then just leave me out of the vote. Don't be misled, guys. The sacrifice gets 2 votes. Yeah, but if you think I'm the sacrifice, then freaking like, oh, that's what they said by make use of it. We're being a bit like, okay, then leave me out, because then we survive, right? If she was 2 votes towards herself, she's getting selected. In other words, if I'm not selected, that'll be proof. Either way, nobody vote for Miss Sarah and we'll have proof. I would like that, but it's about time we proceed with the vote. So he's saying that he thinks we're the sacrifice because he traded his card originally for our card. But someone else traded our card again for the Commoner. And so whoever traded with us is now the sacrifice but used to be a Commoner. That's what we need to know about this. Whoever traded with us now is the sacrifice. So we can rule out Q-taro being the sacrifice now. We can rule out obviously ourselves being the sacrifice. So that leaves So, Kana, Keiji, Gin, now Reiko. Please wait. We can decide. Can we decide in such an important vote with so much still unclear? We can just sort it out in such a short time. We can't just sort it out in such a short time. What should we do? The victim's going to be one of the ones we nominated. Remember? We really should discuss it more. You sure don't know when to give up. So Q-taro genuinely thinks we're the sacrifice. And as I said, I'm not going to sit here and like harp on Q-taro. I know that his type personality is to do this when he gets scared, but I think it's 100% okay if Sarah says F you. You know what I mean? Because again, everyone has their own emotions, their own feelings. If Sarah was like, Q-taro, what the hell? And again, Sarah's right. I've done everything to help everybody. I'm always helping people. And you choose me? Of all people? Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be okay for it to be upset, but I also acknowledge that Q-taro in this situation acts like this when he's scared. When Q-taro's scared, he does not act rationally. Enter your votes, please. Who do I vote for? Is this gonna, like, I wonder if this is even gonna, like, matter, right? Like it may be, like, it's one of those situations where, like, the last few while it hasn't really mattered what our vote, because it seems like they will always make sure to, like, give as much people as they can votes. So let's do this, okay? Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this right now. Like, I wouldn't really vote for anybody, but I think I'm gonna choose Keiji. And the reason I'm choosing Keiji is not because I'm like, Keiji, die, yeah. It's because right now, out of every character here, he has legitimately become the most suspicious character. Right? We haven't got a full explanation of why he did that to the police officer. We can say, like, it's because she's corrupt and evil. She is, 110%, right? But still, to go to those lengths and like to let someone like die like that, you know, it's a big deal. Like, there's obviously something more emotional going on there too, and like there's that way too. I'm not sitting here saying that like I think Keiji's like a cold-blooded killer, murderer person. I'm saying that like out of everybody here, and which is strange for me to say because you would say, well, what about So? I don't suspect So the same way I suspected him in the first game. I still suspect him as a person again who puts gasoline on a non-fire situation where there's a little bit of embers, it's keeping everyone warm, and he puts the flames up higher. 100%. I don't doubt him I don't think of him as like this. In the first game, I thought he was going to be such a detriment to the point that like he was going to be evil because of how he acted. But over time, I've been like, no, like definitely not. Wouldn't choose Gin, wouldn't choose Now, wouldn't choose Kana, wouldn't choose. We could vote for ourselves. But I feel like we want to make sure that like we're not arousing any suspicion so we don't get any votes. So yeah, I'll just vote for Keiji. Yeah. It's good because it's one of those things where like it hasn't really like totally mattered before. It's just like it's the same thing with like the Danganronpa vote, I think. It might change in the future where you vote for something and it's going to be the same outcome anyway. And that's not an insult to the game, by the way. To tell a good story, sometimes you need to do that. You know, sometimes you need to take the agency away from a player while it's still making them feel like they have agency. Displaying results. Let's see here. Very, very strange vote here. To me, makes sense after Keiji's confession that people would vote for him, but that could be just us and the sacrifice. That could just be two people. This could be the sacrifice. This could be the sacrifice voting for themselves. Any of these could have the sacrifice voting for them. There's no like, because here's the thing: if they got one and they got one, we'd never give them to Ginda, and everyone got one, but there was like two on just one of them. We could definitely find out who was voted by the sacrifice, but we can't even check it here. Very interesting voting. That Q-taro got 0 votes is very interesting. Man, I hate when we see her like this. Because they always show like how the effects that this can have on these characters. And I wasn't chosen. Relief. So wait, so that means Sarah's not in the final vote, which again, good for us. And Gin's not in the final vote, good for that as well. And so's, but I think Kana is in the final vote. Yeah. But it means we're just deciding who dies now. We're not actually up for the chance to die now. But why these 4? It's an interesting choice. Sarah, you. It's just like I said, I'm not the sacrifice, I'm a commoner. Did the background get more detailed? You okay, Q-taro? Yeah, it looks way more detailed. It's like a cityscape background. It used to be just cogs.
4 would advance to the final vote. So Hiyori.
That's 1.
Kana Kisuichi.
That's 2. Keiji Shinogi. 3. And now Igoro. This is a strange bunch, but again, like, because the thing is, like, for me, like, putting Now there or putting Kana there is not what I would ever think to do in this situation. But again, there's not really like a great selection of people that you'd want to pick, and not that it was in the first game either. Like, Kai was technically easy because we thought he was a stalker. Oh, Kana. This isn't right. That means one of these 4 characters is gonna die. Well, two characters in this group are gonna die because if the sacrifice somehow was in our group, the people that weren't chosen, they're dead. It's officially they're gone. I know this is despair myself. You can't want to have a conversation when you feel like this, which is why it's my role to inspire them, like Keiji did for me in the first game. Give him a pep talk. Oh my God! While we're getting a hero, Sarah, lift your heads up. We've always done what we had to do. No matter how cruel it is, you can't stop. But Kana, we're not your enemies. Even if someone is a sacrifice, we move in the same direction. We talk, we advance the discussion. Sarah. Right you are. The real battle begins here. This is making me feel so sad because, again, it's like, it feels so icky. You know what I mean? Because, again, no one here is someone I would put, again, not that there is like many in this game anyway you put in the final 4, you know what I mean? It feels so bad. Everyone. Guess those of us who weren't picked should start. Incidentally, my role's a commoner. Got that? Musagwilla, it's not that time to shrivel up. Let's remember the card trades in order. Yeah. Here we go again. So, now please grasp your fate with your own hands. May you not all perish. Now we're gonna proceed along, digging into the details of the trades.
Big Sis Reiko got it. Meow.
Gashu quietly sat in the chair again. I'm gonna save here when we can. There were 4 trades made in total. That ain't that many.
By the way, I've been a commoner the whole way. Didn't get traded with even once, meow.
Trading cards requires 50 tokens, so only so many people can make trades. So I will save here, just to give my interpretation of the trades. We got Keymaster from Keiji. He became a commoner. That was then traded to Q-taro, who gave us a sacrifice card. We then then Q-taro, not knowing that he didn't give the trade back with us, and someone else traded a commoner with us. So the possibilities of the people that could have traded commoner with us. Wait. Yeah, the possibilities of people who could have traded commoner with us are, and we have to think about who had the most tokens, which would have been Kana and So. Right? So I'm not going to think about all this right now because I feel like I'd be here forever, but what I can say is that I do believe two possibilities. Someone besides Q-taro or Keiji traded with us for, or Gin. So we can take, I think we can take these three out because I don't think Q-taro had that many, right? So we take these three out, possibly, right? So who's left is now Reiko, So, Kana. Right. Yeah, let's save the game. I haven't saved in a while, which is probably dangerous, but... yeah, guys, this is like, as usual with Your Turn to Die, just some of the most interesting developments ever, right? I think what's so great about this game as well is that like they've really like built, as we said, like I said, the reason why like I think it's so cool that it feels different from, just like Ace Attorney feels different from Danganronpa, of course it does. Just like this feels different from Danganronpa and Ace Attorney. They all have their own ways of like putting in like a final vote, like a condemning in some ways. As I said, like, and I went into detail already why I think it's so great, but I love the way that each game just feels different. Each game has its own bitter taste when you do it, but it's all done in a different way. But as I said here, like, this doesn't, there's not an ounce of this that like feels like, oh my god, like, you know, because as I said, in Danganronpa, it doesn't feel good either to put someone away for a killing, right? Sometimes it does. Right, sometimes, but like, no matter what, you know someone's about to be executed. You know someone's about to be horrifically tortured in some ways. And we saw what happened to Joe. So it's one of those things where, like, I'm not sitting here being like, yes, execute them, because, like, the selection is not great. The reason I chose Keiji is because he is legitimately the most, now, technically, the most dangerous out of everybody because of that background and because of, like, the video we saw. 100%. So, like, it is, like... There's no easy choice here. There's not an easy choice when it comes to the selection of this game as well. It's also very interesting to not put Sarah in the final four. I think that honestly is really good writing because I feel like if Sarah was constantly in the final four or the final selection every single time, then it would just kind of be like very like, you know, see, she is the main character. Wink, wink. You know, she's always there. You know, which I don't mind the main character being involved in like the story because again, I play like for example like Dragon Quest XI, which is one of my favorite games of all time. The main character is going to be involved in the main stories in that points, right? But this game is going for a different feel. You're talking about high fantasy with like gritty themes versus a gritty game with dark gritty themes. There's a difference there, right? That's what it's going for, and I think like it's always very like good at like making everything feel very like gritty and real in that sense. You know, I think the word gritty I hate kind of using it sometimes because people use it for everything now, you know. People be like, man, this game is so gritty, and it's just like someone dies in it. It's like, I don't know, man, that happens in a lot of games, you know. It's you know what I'm saying. But yeah, it's in lieu of a better word, that's what I would describe it as, you know, a dark, scary game. But in this whole game so far, I think what we've seen is once again how like suspicion can be so powerful. And how we start off seeing suspicion as utility for this game, but then as the characters get into it and their emotions start flaring, suspicion starts to become more of a very personalized thing against each other. And the example I would use here is the stuff with Q-taro, right? Where he opened up and like spoke up about his lack of trust in the stuff with us having the sacrifice card. And when I say it's used as utility, we said at the start of this game we're going to use our discussion points to suspect each other so we can like get the truth out of each other. And what's kind of like, and when I say that's used as utility, it's us basically being like, yeah, we're using this as a way to be like, let's just find out the truth. But in the reality, over time, you can see what happens because everyone is so well written here and like human and so human. We have characters like Reiko being like, F so. Look, see, he's not the trustworthy one. F so. And you have like Q-taro being like, Sarah can't be trusted. She has the sacrifice card, like in a very passionate, angry way, right? And then you have people like, you know, then also calling out Keiji. And it becomes a very, like, not, I don't want to say personal, but very emotional aspect, right? Very emotional response for this stuff too, which again is understandable. You would be emotional in this sense. If you weren't emotional, it'd be kind of crazy. But I do think the game is like definitely intentionally doing that, where like we're trying to do it as like this official, like we have to like, we have to use a lack of trust and suspect each other, thinking that we're being like very like official about it. And then it turns into more emotional because that's going to happen because it's life or death. And we saw that happen with Q-taro, where like he's kind of level-headed. And we accuse him of like the card stuff. Remember we said he didn't accuse him. We saw a video that could be an AI with him dropping the stuff on the ground and stuff like that as well. And as I said, that's us doing that out of like a utility feel, where it's like, and utility is probably the wrong word, but like maybe just efficiency, where it's like we're trying to find out the truth behind this. But again, you're accusing real people of stuff. You're calling out real people. It's going to turn emotional. It's going to 100%. We can, like, all of us can sit here and be like, yeah, like I would just like, stop getting so angry and let everything, flow well and all this stuff too. But the fact is, if I'm sitting there in like a chair in this death game, and the person who's least trustworthy they're going to pick to go forward into the game or whatever, in some ways, or the person they think has like whatever card is going to lie to them or whatever, like if someone starts going, hey Calvin, didn't you go to the bathroom at 2 p.m. and then we didn't see you for like a whole hour? And me, who is probably just like, wandering. You know what I mean? I realize it sounds like I just said I went to the bathroom for an hour. Me, who was just wandering around the place. I'm thinking to myself now, oh crap, they're gonna try and kill me. And that's not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to kill people, but in your mind, when we say to Q-taro, you're suspicious. That's also saying, we might vote for you and put you up to the chopping block. Even if we don't want to say it in all plain words, of course you're going to act emotionally. Of course you're going to react and be like, what the hell are you talking about? Me? Me of all people? And we can like to act we're better than these people in these games, but I love that my audience, and I adore you guys. I want to make that clear. You're all amazing. Because you guys have the similar response that I have with this stuff too, which is like, put yourself in their shoes. How would you react to this? How would you react in these situations? And I think that's what's really fantastic about like the Return to Die audience. You guys are, I love chatting with you guys. I love conversing with you guys. You guys are great. I'm not saying because you agree with me, because like you guys have different opinions and already you guys have disagreed with me. That's perfectly fine, right? And I also talk about Last Defense Academy, like how we did 80 parts of that entire playthrough and people disagreed with me all the time. People had different interpretations of morals and war and all this stuff. And what's so great about the whole playthrough, look through like that entire playthrough, there was like not one person for 80 parts who was ever like disrespectful about their opinion. And I think it's something to do with like visual novel games and like maybe like games like this, like very like emotional games. I think like the majority of fans who played this game, they just want to come at this from the perspective of like understanding of the characters they love and then want someone else to embrace the characters they love. And that's what I love about the Return to Die audience. Sorry for getting sidetracked, but yeah, we understand that like put yourself in these characters' shoes, you would also get frustrated and angry and defensive. Of course you would, 110%. Yeah, like I think that there's like there's such a great writing aspect where us using the mechanic of finding a lack of trust turns into very emotional, right? Of course it's going to turn into emotional. And again, we accused Q-taro of the card putting on the cards. We started questioning Kana about the idea of like why she was using the laptop, or why she got into the laptop, how she was able to get into the laptop before, and the trading of the laptop. We were questioning, why So knew about the stun gun. We were questioning about the AI video. The AI stuff is also added to this game too. It's actually like really well done with that too, because I always feel like when I'm playing this game now, when we had the AI videos, I'm now in a situation where like I'm terrified that any moment could be AI. And they want you to not believe everything fully. And that's why we had to question Keiji as well. Like with the stuff with the Keiji video, we had to question him because I would rather find out it's AI and have a question to him and have him be a little bit upset with us questioning him than not question him and then just like not find out the truth. We know that it was a real murder. We know that he killed someone with his gun. We know that the police officer he worked for swept it under the rug, which means she was probably doing that constantly. But we know that now. But yeah, the AI elements are going to add such like a crazy element to this game already. Already it's been like, is this AI? Is this real? Could this be real? And it's also given an avenue for a pass for a lot of characters too. Like, and why wouldn't you use it if you're terrified? Especially for Q-taro, who's such a well-written character also, because Q-taro is like, the type of character who, like, outside of here, I bet he is like the guy you want to have a drink with. He's the guy who's so supportive. He'll pat you on the back. He'll cheer you up after you had a breakup. He seems like that type of guy, right? But when he's scared, he acts differently. And I think it's just, again, great writing to show a character who's so tough and big and strong, but is like really just like really scared at heart. He was badgering Gin, right? He was badgering Gin and like putting pressure on Gin in the first game, right? Come on, speak up. You gotta speak up. He was trying to desperately get tokens off us because he was terrified of that stuff too. And also, like, as well, and I'm not holding this ever against him, he couldn't press the button for Gin either. And we said, by the way, already that's like a totally normal response. But I just think it's really, really superb what they've done with the writing of a lot of these characters in the game. And we could talk about all the writing of how good they are and how amazing they are. In fact, like, just to give you a few examples here of like how good the characterization is, like Reiko is always like a character who like is very jumping the gun because she wants them, you know, she has her suspicions, she sticks to them. She's not trusting of So. She will jump the gun with So every single time. Kana will find it hard to speak up sometimes. Even though she has a lot to say, you know, and that really impacts like a lot of like maybe situations where she can be pushed around a lot in a way too. Keiji's a character who is like really good at like sifting through information, but as soon as like something like gets too hard, he shuts down sometimes. Like there's all these great character details from all the characters we were playing with that. So is another example where So like the way he questions people is so interesting too, where he'll be like, he knows he's dropping gasoline on something, but again, it feels like he thinks it's a necessity. So you'll see him be like, he's the type of friend that I feel like, you know, there's a situation where two friends are like, you know, are talking behind each other's back. So it seems the type of person that would sit down in the chair and be like,
"Oh yeah, Randy. So Greg was talking about you there. He said that your hair was garbage."
It's like, what? Yeah, like I thought you wanted to say it. Wouldn't you want to say it to him? You know, he feels like that type of character, but again, I do sense like a lot of fear and worry in him also. But yeah, like I think it's like a really well done characterization. And as I said about the police video, I stand by what I said. It's one of those situations where we need to know more, and Keiji needs to explain himself more. He really does, because from my stance, and as I said, I stand by this. Killing an unarmed person, you could say, well, Calvin is probably like, you know, he's very inexperienced, all this stuff too. End of be all end all. If you kill an unarmed person who's not coming, like, here's the thing, if someone came towards you with like a machete or a knife or something, and you had no other avenue to help yourself, if you're a pedestrian and you did it, by the way, I'm like, okay, that's fine, right? But in these cases, you are trained to incapacitate people and should incapacitate people to the point that that they are safe themselves and also you are safe, right? Yes, there's situations where sometimes you cannot save people because they're about to hurt someone really badly. Of course, but Keiji describes this as a momentary lapse of judgment where he shot someone that didn't have a weapon. And my stance on this end of is that it was, it's a murder. It's a murder in my view. Just because you have a badge on your jacket doesn't mean you're not a murderer, you know? And then you have this police chief who like sweeps it under the rug. And it's like, that screams to me as well. If she's done that once, how many times has she done it? How many times has she swept it under the rug? How many times? And again, Keiji didn't give us a full explanation of what happened there. All we know is that he let that woman die. And again, the explanation could very well be that he just like is not going. Things aren't going right in his head. And if that's the case, that's like the case. Again, I trust this game to have really good written like stories about this and things like that. So I'm not really like, you know, too worried about that. But it's one of those things where like, yeah, it's horrible. It's a horrible situation that happened there, 110%. And again, as I said, I'm not here lecturing Keiji like you, even though like if I wanted to, it'd be totally correct. But I'm saying like right now in this game, there's no point me sitting here being like, or Sarah being there like, what the hell, buddy? Why would you do this? Because again, yes, he should have been punished. Yes, he should have been called out. Yes, he should have been put in prison and all this stuff. But like right now in this game, us being like, what the hell, man? Like literally will just like do nothing. It will do nothing for our game. As well, the selection in the end is what? So, Keiji, Kana, and now. I got nothing else to say about that other than there's no good choice here in this game. I chose Keiji, as I said, because he's now the most suspicious, but again, there's no one here who you'd be like, yeah, let's put him up to the chopping block. I just know Q-taro didn't have the sacrifice card anymore. Somebody else does. I know Keiji traded us for the Keymasters, and possibly he might not have traded. So, like, if the sacrifice is still in the final lineup, my guess would be, and my prediction is, that the sacrifice is either Kana or Now. But it also could be with someone off the bench. It could be like someone else off the bench. Like on the bench, I should say. And if that's the case, they're dead. They've already died. It's over. So they would, I feel like they would speak up, or they would see reaction, maybe. I don't know. If they're off the bench, if they're on the bench, they are dead. But yeah, guys, there's a lot going on here. And when I talk about all this stuff here, like it's one of those things where this game is heavy. This game has a lot of heavy stories in this. This game is horrific in a lot of things, but it's supposed to be horrific. It's supposed to be really heavy. But I have like so much time for it, and I think it's actually just such an incredible game that I'm actually like still so impressed with it and still so like in love with this game. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So I hope you guys have really enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I just love discussing stuff with you and having like a good time with your discussions with you as well. It's been fantastic. Like it's a genuine excitement to upload Your Turn to Die. And the reason being is that it's the genuine excitement it is for uploading Your Turn to Die comes not only from this game being incredible, but also I get to like read the comments. I'm not even just like saying that because I know like it's one of those things where like it's like, oh, thank you so much, and I always say thank you because I mean it, but it's also like a thing of like I adore interacting with the comments. You know, I adore interacting with the comments. I really do. Thank you guys so much for watching this, and thank you guys for supporting me. If you want to see these videos aired, you can see them on YouTube members or on Patreon for the lowest tier at €1 or whatever it is in your currency. If you want to see your name in the text credits that's going by right now, that's €10 or whatever it is in your currency. And if you want to hear your name read out at the end of every single video on YouTube members and on Patreon, that's the highest tier at €15. And I want to say thank you first to the patrons. Typharo2, Jamie Bull, Jana the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Delicious Felix, Yuled, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, High Kasperian, Neo Showerite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, and at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco and Lusanagi. See you guys so soon. Bye-bye.